Hello, what is? My name is Immigrator, and welcome back to my search for my investigation. So we are going to cross-examine Miss Millie's alibi and expose her for who she really is. But because she's the only suspect now, and it's obvious that she's the killer now. I wonder if you would be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Millie. A receipt for what? It's for the suitcase Mr. Nero bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to this timestamp, as you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m. Mr. Nero! Yes? Why is the killer here? I thought you had her locked up by now. I requested that she be present as a witness to what we may straighten out your complex lie. No, then, Mr. Nero, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in flight shop, correct? Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. After which I went straight to the tennis room to drop her off. And did you see Miss Millie there at the time? No. So, Miss Millie, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m.? Miss Camille! Meal. The bathroom. I really want to ask the question here. Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. Not your calls, you know. Do you take me for a fool? That's a little too convenient to be true. But it's true, it crossed my heart. I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage. You don't believe me, don't you? Do you? But please, won't you give me a chance to hear me out? Look, I know you're suspecting me because I'm the one of the crew, but you did think then maybe you should also respect Miss Rhoda too. Suspect. She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard at the shop, you know. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious. Please leave Mr. Nero out of the conversation. Only you are on a suspicion now. I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, I know, I get it. Maybe you got your eye on her, Miss Rhoda.
Of course I keep an eye on her. I can very well let her escape, can I?
Never mind. But you wanna know something? Miss Rhoda actually kinda lie. I have seen no interest in people who can appreciate my sense of design.
No, it's not time for this sort of talk. She's already being detained for further questioning, or have you already forgotten?
Yeah, I guess I just forgot. Cammy, don't tell me you suspect too. Sorry, I can't help it. I mean, other than you, there's no one else who could have done it. I can't believe you would think that. I mean, me, a killer?
Miss Bailey, what did you mean by just now, but no one else could have done it? And what are you in charge of, Miss Bailey?
I take charge of the tennis room.
That doesn't count.
But I spent so much time in there, it might as well be my responsibility. Miss Edgeworth, Cam is very talented in languages, so she assists passengers who may not speak English. Especially those who speak Virginia. She's the only one who on the spectrum was fluent. Oh, you mean that kind of what I'm in charge of? Why did you say so in the first place?
What else could I have meant?
Yes, I'm really good at Virginian.
She's fluent in Virginian. Then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Virginian.
Yeah, take off anything that has to do with Virginian.
Very interesting.
Then you...
Oh, so you're only one if. So you are only one in this flight crew that speaks Virginian. Is that correct?
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, I studied abroad in Virginia for a while.
If that's the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose: to lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. Blank's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who can either prepare or process this document in Virginian is you, Miss Billy. Without your participation, the smuggling of the A-leaf bread could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you. She wasn't really sleeping. That's where the bubble comes from.
Oh, I wouldn't dare falling asleep on you, Miss Edgeworth. It is exactly as you say.
Are you confessing to having participated in smuggling?
No, far from it. It's true that there was one who signed off that document, but you can't use the fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There's no direct correlation, after all. All you have is a signature on a piece of paper.
Really? All you did was sign it?
And neglected to check if the cargo had been loaded into the plane properly. So sorry about that.
It seems that she's finally woken up. This is going to be one to fight.
Suppose, and this is just a supposition. Even if I was involved in the smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that. If you were involved in the smuggling, you could have strong-molded to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of the investigation regarding a smuggling ring, and just when he was about to close in, he's killed by a member of that ring. Well, did you even stop to think that maybe Rhoda is the smuggling ring member?
She's blaming all on Rhoda.
After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on his place for work purposes.
So perhaps there is some element of a setup in it at play in this case.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you. I meant the killer. First it was myself, and now it's Mr. Nero who's under the microscope. Seems to me that our killer is going to great lengths to be described to anyone they can.
You have no proof that Miss Rhoda is being set up, or that she isn't.
Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all of the blame for a crime to her. And this evidence would prove suspicious. This proves the killer was out to frame Mr. Nero. Ah, the suitcase. The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose this suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps they must move the body from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? For some reason she looks like someone from One Piece. Someone from One Piece. I will just show a picture. The only way of all this actually makes sense is if the killer has wanted to frame Mr. Nero for the murder. Mr. Nero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail. push you do, so you can switch with the one containing Victor's body. Then we put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the Terminus put an end to the plan. And stopped blowing bubbles at me. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Ergo, they made do with whoever was adapted the plan, and they tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor for turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop, and brought the piggyback back to the elevator in order to fabricate a false pipeline. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, would you agree?
Sounds like the killer had a tough eye to I mean, why did the killer need to frame someone that badly? Anyway.
That is because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. What special circumstances did they get the need to frame someone? When the murder took place? The murder took place before the movie was scheduled to go on. Shoot. That's not the right thing. All of the time was all of us had returned to the seats. Therefore the killer had to choose someone who was not at the seat from the frame. Is that an explanation for how the killer chose to who and not why they had to? Well, I thought it best to start from there.
We were going to talk about completely unrelated matters. Do you mind if we take a nap?
Hold on, I'm just getting to the meat of my argument. What special circumstances? There you go. The special circumstances is simply that the murder took place on a plane, mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the circumstances that the body will be found in is very high. Therefore there's no choice but to frame either Mr. Darrow or myself. In other words, the only one who fits with the boundaries of the criminal movements is not Mr. Darrow or myself. But you, Miss Camille, only you and you alone could have been the killer.
And... Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me either, other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence.
Ugh, stop blowing the bubbles at me, please. I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but they have no definitive evidence. And is there a piece of evidence that is still unaccounted for? Something that still can't quite fit the big picture? Oh, the cell phone!
Take that!
I don't have any extra evidence.
I thought not.
But that's because of it went missing, and still is.
Missing? Missing? What do you mean by that?
In the complex puzzle that is this case, there was one piece I kept getting stuck on, and that is the victim's cell phone. Francisca, you were waiting at the airport for a phone call from Machine Hicks' cell phone, or at least that's what you told me.
That's right.
But Agent Hicks' cell phone could not be found at the scene crime scene.
You mean the killer took the phone with them?
Precisely, I suspect that if we were to find the phone, it would lead us to the killer.
Come on, get serious. Serious. If the victim fell into his death from that height, wouldn't his cell phone break as well?
We won't know that until we'll try a little experiment, will we? Francisca, I'd like to ask for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not?
Of course I do.
Agent Hicks' phone! It's ringing from somewhere, sir! I hear it, detective. No, where does it come from? The flight attendant's room is open. The ring is coming from somewhere, sir! Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it. The ring is coming from... The ring is coming from here, sir! What? No, it can't be! This is going to be the victim's cell phone! Just whose locker is this, sir? It's Mr. Narrows. What?! Why Mr. Bronx still here?
Tell me, Stasher, how did you go? Where did you find the phone?
I found it in the flight attendant's room, in Mr. Narrow's locker.
What? But... Brother De Niro! I don't know anything about the phone. It was me! It was me! Miss Karma, is it? Miss Karma, is it? I suggest you arrest Mr. Oliver right here, right away.
Wait, I have a theory. This is related to the incident with the keycard. When the killer went to steal the keycard, they conveniently stashed the cell phone in Mr. Narrow's locker at the same time.
This is related to the key card, alright? In the same way that we have zero proof that the killer did just that. The only voice that sings in the truth is evidence. That's the only one part we cannot ignore.
What should we do? Francisco's right. Francisco's right. I can't offer baseless conjectures at this point. Or then, why did the corporate take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? He must have something very incriminating on it, or in it.
Hold it!
What now, Master Edgeworth?
It's not over yet. We have yet to figure out why the killer took the phone.
What?
Inside the phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. We need to examine these ponies in more detail. The glass is broken. This is since this is old full model, it works completely fine. The memory card and all that. This must be a switch that opens the phone. Oh yeah. Oh, it's a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder. What exactly was HGX plan to preserve the crime scene of smuggling? Francisca, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures?
Yes, quite obvious with the camera lens in the back. Dum-dum.
Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir.
Yeah, I can't believe it either. This looks like a very similar model to my own, and mine can take photos just fine.
Do you think Mr. Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? In particular pictures as evidence for the smuggling case? If so, I didn't say there may be some very inconvenient photos in here for our killer smuggling. But it was all busted up, sir!
Even a super procedure can repair a broken phone.
And for the way, don't you worry about that. May I go back to sleep now?
The LCD screens on the inside and out are broken, that's for sure. But that's also reason enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. What?
What do you mean by that, Miss Francisca?
It's so obvious, it's... forget it, Miles. It looks like our killer is very familiar with electronics. This phone is still running when they called it, meaning that only the LCD screen are broken. It's possible that the photos are still in there, inside waiting to be accessed. All we have to do is transfer the data to my phone.
Francisca, your phone, if you please.
Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying it now.
This is...
Agent Hicks was most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for his smuggling case.
Hey, Daily Fritz! Red's nowhere in this picture, sir!
It is...
Yes, if this no meaning to as a piece of evidence is in his murder, right?
Oh, she's right. There's not much we can find out from this about HTX killer, sir. Is this it? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this photo that we can use? Oh yeah, this box. What's this? Huh? Oh, their cargo ship. I forgot this was already. Oh, their cargo ship from Virginia to Segfa. So the reason they aren't here now is that they were dropped off in Segfa. Mr. Brown, can you tell me the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there's no English written on them anywhere, so... one block cluster of boxes written in Virginia. It says, blah blah blah. This is cloth in English. Cloth? Could it be... Is this where the killer... What? What was scary face? What for is that scary face? Miss Billy?
Yes.
It appears that the Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence, after all. A striking piece that will point out who his killer is. Huh?
Maybe you shouldn't force your mistaken reading for a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth.
The Virginia cargo and this piece of evidence will point us right to the killer.
Take that!
And what is that supposed to prove?
The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilled. But there was one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I finally found my answer in this very photo. In this very photo, the cargo that was already sent for had cloth written on it. In Virginia, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood weight. That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Virginian. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Miss Camille.
Ha! That's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched through all the boxes looking for something to use. Then you're frantic, you don't care. You don't care if the box is English or Virginian.
Sorry, but I cannot agree with your assessment of the killer's incriminating nature.
What?
There was no need for the killer to tear the true boxes at random at all. And if the killer supposedly could not comprehend Virginian, well then. Logically...
Take that!
Hey! Is this bedsheets in English right in the box? Precisely, the bedsheets would be perfect for cleaning up the blood, wouldn't you say?
So what you trying to say?
That if I were the criminal, this box of bedsheets would have been what I would have spot first.
However, the killer chose to use a Virginia cloth. Do you have an explanation for that?
The killer didn't want anyone to know that the real cause of the crime was the cargo hold, so they were afraid to leave signs that the box from the sheets had been open. However, the Virginia cloth, well, that's a horse of different color.
Because the killer knew that it was going to unload the Republic of Selfa?
That's right. That's why the Virginia cloth was used. And all the Virginia reader on board of whom could make such a calculated decision is you, Camille. You and you alone.
Protect me, Teddy! I fly!
It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we have to do is contact the Segfa authorities in time. We may even find on the way of evidence to incriminate the killer within those boxes. So what do you say, Miss Billy? Why do you not confess to your crime here now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from our investigation in Segfa? Oh my god, those bubbles! The bitch slapping her!
He was in the pool. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I could be found out. I was scared. I was in trouble. I... We are finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir. Very good, detective. About the smuggling route, did she say anything about it? Not taking her down to the prison suit now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir. She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing is for sure, this ring behind this whole mess means serious business. It looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye. Miss Edgeworth, I just wanted to say how I much appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much. It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation. But truly, if it was for you, I would not be here right now. Instead, I can continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that, please accept this as a token of my appreciation. That... I see. You don't have to take it. You don't want it. No, I mean, I would never turn down a lady's generous offer. Oh, thank you. Ah, she finally smiled. I'm sure it will serve you well. And remember, we are here at the Airlines are always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you, I will keep that in mind. Now I must bid you farewell. And may all your skies be blue no matter where you go. Bye, Mr. Nero. I can't believe we wound up investigating all day, sir. But boy, was it fun. Speak for yourself. My day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Francisca? Oh, she's filling out some customs papers for her departure. Departure? Yeah, Miss Montgomery's always really busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding your case. Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserved earlier? You got it, sir. Francisco, I thought I told you that when you first said I had no time for idle chatter. No intention for wasting your time, however. It's been a while since we last met. In the Irish case. I also had no time for such familiar reminiscences. Just who do you think I am? You're Francisco Montgomery, a very proper prosecutor, so deserving of much respect. Only a little while ago, I was but a wretched butt who was always losing to you. Oh, there's a pirate living her... Pirate? Huh? Living her life on his name and the fame her invisible father built. True, your father built from Colorado and been losing the case for 40 years as prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invisible. What are you talking about? The group I will trail off is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found in this time is only one silver of the big picture. Sounds like a dangerous assignment. You really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself. Yes, I suppose you can, with your whip. Plus, there's another agent on this case with me. Oh, another agent? He's a star among Interpol agents. He has the highest successful arrest rate. Who knows, you may even run into him one day. I was simply caught up in this small case. I hardly see why we would cross paths. I suppose. I thought he would say the same. I'm not following you. You will understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Miss Edgeworth. I'll be back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can sure I will pay you back in full. Bye. Bye. And just like that, she's gone, huh, sir? Thank goodness I can finally just easy no way I want. I have to watch out for a whip. I think I want to thank you for all your help and cooperation. Oh, it was nothing, sir. I was just happy to be able to work with you again. Oh, I think I'm gonna celebrate by adding a little extra salt to my instant noodles tonight.
Just how much did you cut his salary by, Francisco? Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office. Sure thing, sir. I will fly down to the rodeo patrol car if you want. Don't make me remind you, Detective. Safety first. Thus I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Francisca von Karma, the smuggler she was after. The leaders of the ring has already put their trump card into play. And the players on the other side of the war, they will begin to make themselves known through the next incident. Edgeworth speaking. Oh, finally I called who knows so many times earlier, but I couldn't get through. And you are... Oh, have you forgotten my voice, Miles, boy? Mr. Romano, Ernest Romano, correct? Also, do you remember me? I know it's very sudden, but I can't ask this for anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped. Huh? The end. Yeah. Yeah, so we are finished with the second case. This case was really interesting. We get to meet Wakarma again, and she looked different in this game for some reason. Everyone looks different actually, because of the sideways instead of they're not the half body, they are almost full body now. They're full body now because we can walk on the game now. But yeah, this game has been interesting so far. But yeah, anyways, we are going to begin at the kidnapped Turnabout next time. So yeah, thank you for watching, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you liked it, take a support as always, if you like it, check out the videos and